Okay.
Your mom's out in the skies.
Alright. To vaccinate or not to vaccinate? That is the question. This seems to be the hot topic these days. It used to be a no-brainer, but in recent years, false accusations and studies have put doubts in many parents' minds. Because of this, parents have been choosing not to vaccinate their kids, and in turn, diseases have been coming back, such as whooping cough, which were otherwise almost eradicated. Children need to be vaccinated. Vaccinations help stop the spread of disease. Vaccinations benefits far outweigh the risks. Vaccinations do not cause autism. Now, for my first point, vaccinations help stop the spread of disease. According to Saad Omar, assistant professor of global health at Emory University's Rollins School of Public Health, immunization has kept the reoccurrence of diseases in check, and that those that refuse vaccination are increasing the risk of disease outbreaks for themselves and their communities. Let's take smallpox, for instance. In the 18th century, this disease killed millions of people, and thanks to Dr. Edward Jenner, who invented the smallpox vaccination, that disease has been completely and virtually wiped out. Another example is the measles vaccination. Omar states, in the U.S., the reported number of cases dropped from an average of 500,000 annually to before the era of vaccination to a mean of 62 per year from 2000 to 2007. Whooping cough, also known as pertussis, has made a huge comeback since children have not been getting vaccinated. Newborn babies are especially susceptible to this disease, and it can be fatal for them. I have a friend who I went to school with that had a family member that had a baby that was brought home and contracted whooping cough from their siblings and the parents, who neither of them were vaccinated. And this situation could have been completely avoided if everybody around that baby did have the vaccination. Now that I've discussed how vaccinations help stop the spread of disease, let's move on to my second point. Vaccinations benefits far outweigh the risks. Undeniably, there's risk in vaccinations. There's pretty much risk in everything that you do. Getting in your car and driving down the street is a risk. Letting the hair dryer on or your hair straightener on while you're getting in the shower is a risk. Going to college and getting $50,000 in debt is a risk, especially when it's not guaranteed that you'll get a job when you graduate, especially now. However, these risks are taken every day. According to an article, Vaccines Save Lives, written by Deborah Lee and Rosalind Carson DeWitt, an MD from Michigan State University, two benefits for vaccinations for kids are children build antibodies against the diseases through the vaccinations, and second, all children should be protected as a means of wiping out the bacteria or the viruses that cause these diseases. In fact, 15 in a million actually contract the disease through the vaccination, and 1 in a million may even die from it. But as Deborah Lee and Rosalind Carson DeWitt point out, chances of being injured in a car crash are 1 in 1,000, 1,000 times greater than the risk of death from a smallpox vaccination. Now that I've discussed why vaccinations benefits far outweigh the risks, I will move on to my last point. Vaccinations do not cause autism. In 1998, a study published in The Lancet with 12 children by Dr. Andrew Wakefield, a British gastroenterologist, claimed that MMR vaccinations caused autism. Of course, when the media got a hold of this, it kind of blew out of proportion. And especially when Jenny McCarthy went on the Oprah show in 2007 and said that her son's autism was caused by the vaccinations. Unfortunately, this study has been refuted by a large amount of medical research studies, and Dr. Wakefield's research has since been pulled from The Lancet, which was in February 2010. In an article, Vaccines Do Not Cause Autism, written by Kelly King Hayworth, a writer and spouse of a medical researcher, she quotes Dr. Paul Offit, a director of the Vaccine Education Center at Children's Hospital in Philadelphia, and the author of Autism's False Prophets, Bad Science, Risky Medicine, and the Search for a Cure. He says, experts believe that the association is almost certainly coincidental. Children receive their first dose of the MMR shot between the ages of 12 and 15 months, which is typically the same time when autism symptoms are the most noticeable. Even the president of the Autism Science Foundation, Allison Singer, who also is a mom of an autistic child, says, "We have to move forward and be willing to accept what science has told us, and that is that vaccines do not cause autism." Activists are also fighting against further research with the connection because it takes away money and attention from very other important research that can be linked for other possible causes. That is why I am a firm believer that vaccinations do not cause autism. So today I've explained to you why children need to be vaccinated. Vaccinations help stop the spread of disease, vaccinations benefits far outweigh the risks, and vaccinations do not cause autism. So the next time you think about whether or not you should vaccinate your child, I challenge you to make the right decision in keeping our kids safe and healthy. Vaccinations are safe and protect our society from a multitude of diseases. The risks are nowhere close to the benefits, and let's get real, vaccinations do not cause autism. We should all take a step in the right direction.
Amen.
Finally! Done.
Bye.